Hello, this is Mr. Siege and welcome back. In today's video, I would like to run through equipment. Now, I know I've been through equipment a little bit before, but Siege has really started to take off and I pretty much own any bit of equipment in the game related to Siege that can be any use on the field. So I wanted to show you a full equipment guide, whether you're just starting off, you're brand new to Siege and Engineering Commanders, or whether you're a bit more experienced and you're trying to get some of the legendary gear basically. So I've got 3 sets of Siege equipment now and I'm happy with all of them, even this one you can see behind you. So stick around, I'll tell you more about them. Don't forget to subscribe and throw a like on the video, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you guys. Enjoy the video. So let's get straight to it, and I wanted to start off with sort of my 3rd set, but sort of the minimum set you can really you really want to run on the field, and this set is absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong, you will do wonders with this gathering set basically, and it's actually not much different to the epic Siege gear, but we'll explain that in a second. So here it is. Let's go and look into a bit more detail. Now, going into the blacksmith, we'll go down to the gathering set. And the Siege stats on these are actually very, very nice. You can see 6% here, 6% here, and also 6% on the legs and 4% on the boots. Now, that's really not bad stats. They're actually quite good. And look how many actual blueprints I've got. 20, 19... tons of blueprints, and they only cost animal bones to actually make, which is pretty crazy. On here, 20 animal bones. And if you look further up at the Forest Guardian set, these are probably the cheapest option really, in terms of gloves and a weapon. So yeah, the stats are okay on these. Okay, they're not amazing, they're not quite what the epic set provide, but there isn't really any other option if you're just going to spend animal bones, and you may have just loads of these lying about. Even this set, yeah, it's okay. You get an extra march speed, but it is going to cost you legendary materials, albeit animal bones. So it's probably not really worth it. So let's head back and look at this gathering set again. But really, we're just using it for Siege, so it's pretty amazing. So if this is all you can produce right now, it's an absolute fantastic set. If you've got a different option, I would probably change the weapon and the gloves first. If you have got the epic Siege blueprints, because really these are old scratch. But these ones here, the actual Harvester Gathering set, very, very nice stats. You've got 6% stats on the boots. Now, the epic boots only give 5.5% stats. Obviously, some of the epic blueprints do have march speed bonuses, though, which is actually really, really nice, as you can imagine, for Siege. But yeah, the Harvester set is really, 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 really strong, and it matches up to the epic set as long as you've got it all crit, which you may have tons and tons of blueprints like I have. It's a really, really solid set, and I'd be happy to run it on the field if I needed to. Now, I added up what this would cost in terms of materials, and it would cost 78 epic animal bones. And that's amazing value. So we're getting like 44% stats, which is pretty extraordinary for something made out of animal bones, which you can use on the field to fight against T5 armies with full legendary gear. Now let's take a look at a full epic set. Now this is one of my older sets. I did have to grab this off a previous video, and it has got 3 crit pieces. But in total, if I didn't have these crit pieces and it was just a normal full epic set, it would only be 3.5% better in stats than the one I've just shown you, which is pretty incredible. So you can buy a full set with really nice stats with just animal bones. This set here will set you back 350 epic materials. Pretty mad. That's like 85 legendary materials, which you could be spending on another march, another open field march. Now, you did gain that 10% extra march speed, which is nice. Now, this is a set I've got on Baba at the moment, and it is my second set. So you can see these are all crit pieces, and in fact, now the boots, I do have a legendary piece. And this is what you'd sort of aim for next, going off from the gathering set. Like I say, you would change the weapon and the gloves first, in my opinion, because the Forest Guardian set isn't that amazing for siege stats. So you get better bonuses there. So this is definitely the next step up from all this gathering equipment. And it's a step you probably should take. It is going to cost you a lot of materials, 350, at least 350 epic materials. Obviously, we've got the boots here. But this will give you 66% of stats. 12% more than all the gathering equipment. It's not a lot, so that's why I definitely start at the gathering equipment sort of stage, unless you're sort of ready to crit some of these pieces already. Now, let's just add, I've actually got these on Baba now. This is what I'm actually using as a second set, and I will show you my actual third set, because I'm improving equipment all the time. I've got the new ranged weapon, which is really, really nice. Amazing stats on there. And that sort of leads us on. So this gives us a few more extra points. So this leads us on to my legendary set. A full legendary set now on Margaret. Can't wait to use it. I'm excited for the next KVK already. And here it is. Now, this is the best legendary equipment available in Rise of Kingdoms right now. See, these pieces have 14.5% base stats, which is absolutely mad compared to the most of like something like 12% that you'd have on cavalry and inf and archer. I'll show you that in a second. Absolutely phenomenal stats on this gear. Now, don't forget, at melee range, engineering commanders can beat 1v1 pretty much any march in the game, and this is having no equipment. So put this equipment on, which is even better than any other equipment in the game. You can just imagine how much that's going to hurt, and you don't even need to crit the pieces. You're going to get absolutely phenomenal results. So cavalry defense on these, infantry defense, archer attack, all 11%, and 14.5 for the siege helm, which is pretty mad stats. And again, let's look at the chest pieces. Okay, 14.5 for the siege, 11 for the cavalry, 11 for the infantry, and again 11 for the archer. And there is some 12% pieces, which aren't set bonuses. But obviously this is a siege set, so we get set bonuses. And we'll talk numbers in an entirety of a set in a second. As you can see at the moment, it's almost as if the siege equipment has already been crit, but it hasn't. They're just the base stats. So when you crit these pieces, you get even more stats than what you would have done critting any of the other legendary equipment from any other troops. It's absolute madness. It's totally broken, and I like that, of course. So let's talk some figures. Now, this set, obviously excluding accessories, will set you back 350 legendary materials, including the weapon, of course, and we do have the weapon on Margaret now, as you may have seen in the previous video. Now, that's very expensive. It's 4 times as much as the epic set, but, you know, you're gaining a decent amount more stats. You're gaining about almost 30% more stats with this set. So it is a decent difference. Now, let's talk about these stats on the siege equipment compared to any others. And as you can see, like that's only get a 4% bonus once crit on the infantry set compared to the 4.5 on the engineering set, which is just an extra boost, which is really, really nice. Now, if you're going to get a standard legendary set of siege equipment, it will total 93.5% stats without any crits. That's including the 5% defense boost from the set bonus. Looking at the other sets in the game, these only add up to about 76%. That was going off the Cavalry Hellish Wasteland set. And that's including the 3% health and 5% defense that's added on for the set bonus. So that is almost 20% more stats initially without even critting a piece of legendary equipment. Absolutely crazy. Madness. 17.5% better. Wow. So imagine what you could do if you crit all this gear and your iconic the levels. You would be absolutely slaying folk on the field. I mean, I already do, but just have a think about that. It would be absolutely devastating on the field. So looking at the stats on my set, I have 2 pieces of crit gear, and this gives me 102.5% stats in total. That's obviously including the siege unit defense, 5% bonus from the set piece bonus. Really, really strong. The new engineering weapon has taken up a decent whack, taking the epic crit weapon from 17% to 25%. That's a nice increase of 8% attack. That's going to be really, really useful on the field. Definitely, as soon as you've got the set bonus, I'd concentrate on the weapon now. But if you're going to concentrate on any pieces in the legendary set, I'd go for the helm, the chest, and the legs, because the stats on those are fantastic. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks guys, and bye bye.